The messed up one and the delivered one.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
Who hadn't messed up?
My God.
Who walking around telling that lie? And I'm going to go a little further since you've been saved.
That's right.
Some people, since I've been with the Lord, I've never met you telling a lie. You need to repent right now because you're lying. You done messed up a whole lot since you've been with the Lord. We all have. That's what grace is for. Not to go out here and play in the traffic.
Amen.
Sister Tamara, this is what people treat grace like. Grace is a permanent ambulance out on the street that's just there to get you every time you walk out in the street. That's what they treat grace. That ain't grace is the ambulance that come and scoop you up when you get hit and put you back together. Grace ain't for you to keep tempting faith. Because eventually one of them hits going to take you out. So you don't play with grace, but grace is available when you need it. And the thing about it is the Bible talks about growing in grace, so we should grow out of it. You know, it's certain diseases that kids grow, asthma, eczema, certain things they say they grow out of it. I never figured that out because why you got adults with asthma, they grow out of it, but I don't know. But I had asthma as a little boy, I grew out of it. Maybe I grew a lot, but I grew out of it. So when I became a teenager, 12 years old, I had it, but after that, I didn't have it anymore. So you should grow out of grace. What am I saying? You shouldn't have to keep grabbing it. You should mature enough where the word sustains your walk.
Amen.
And if you need a shot of grace, it's available. But you shouldn't be dependent on the shot. See, I'm going to equate it to natural things. See, people that have high blood pressure, sugar, you can get rid of that stuff if you do what's right. If you eat healthy, exercise, stop doing some crazy stuff, get enough rest, your body heal itself. The pill there just in case, but you shouldn't be dependent on the pill. You should be dependent on the lifestyle.
My God.
You got me there. I shouldn't be dependent on grace. I should be dependent on my lifestyle, but just in case I eat a Twinkie in the spirit, grace is there to bring that sugar level where it needs to be. Are y'all with me? Yes. So what we try to do is bypass the walk and just get the stuff. We just want grace to keep on shooting me with some more grace. No, God didn't intend to keep shooting you with grace. He intended for the word to affect your walk and you to grow out of needing grace all the time and your walk begin to be straight and narrow. I don't see. This is my whole thing. I know we got to go. People that sin and like to sin.
Yes. Very true.
Even church people. It's not deep. It's not your flesh. You became vulnerable. You like that. Just until we can be real. I like drinking 40s. Okay, we can work with you.
Yes.
I like Molly. Okay, we can work with you if you don't kill yourself before we get you delivered. Okay. You understand this? Just be real. I like sleeping with women. Okay, good. We can get you delivered. You're supposed to like it.
Amen.
Nothing wrong with that, but you can't act on all your impulses. We got to get you a wife. But you can't get no wife until you get your flesh under subjection. Because if you're a hot single, you're going to be a hot married person, and you're still going to be creeping out. See, the solution for lust is not marriage, it's deliverance. Because if you don't get lust under control before you get married, you will be creeping and tipping even when you got a wife or a husband. And people like, I just need somebody beside me at night. Baby, that can't satisfy lust. Why do you think people be going out cheating? If a spouse can satisfy lust, nobody never commit adultery. That's true. That's a spirit. They got to be cast out. And as your knowledge of the word increases and the word begin to change your desires, then you won't be going out there acting crazy. And then you will be presentable for somebody to marry. But if you want to get married just to cool off, baby, take a cold shower.
Amen.
Because the spirit's still there. Just because you got a ring on it don't mean that you're going to be safe.
That's right. Amen.
I'm tired of being lonely, and I just need me some flesh beside me. Well, you know what? You can have flesh beside you and be lonely.
Yes. Yeah.
People like, they got some big old arms in their bed with them. They got some big thighs beside him. He got a nice figured woman. And you can have that and still be lonely. Flesh won't satisfy the lonely problem.
That's
No,
right.
man.
Do you realize that the only thing that can really satisfy the lonely problem is the presence of God? It's not flesh. You can be in a room with everybody laughing and giggling and still feel like you're in there by yourself.
Amen.
Because people cannot fulfill that place that God has created for himself.
Amen.
So just because you have a spouse don't mean that you feel like you got somebody with you.
Yeah.
You can have a spouse and be the loneliest person on your block. Because there's no intimacy. That they're not seeing into you.
Right.
And so many times, just because there is a physical need being met, a person still can feel empty and alone because they're not being poured into emotionally. I better say that for the married couple. But, especially after the physical is done, somebody gonna roll over and go to sleep.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, but I'm still feeling lonely.
You on it?
I'm not getting help. I got another class to teach. It's like, but it's still something lacking. It's still, I have my way over here. I'm supposed to be talking about the bird. Jesus. It's a burden that it ain't in my teaching. I got to go with it because I'm out here. I can't swear back here. I'm out here, right? And see, that's the deception that the enemy plays. He make people think that the act is going to satisfy.
Right.
The act is not going to satisfy because that hole is bigger than a fleshly hole.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so even though the physical part may be taken care of, what happened to my emotional need being met? I'm not emotionally full. Are y'all getting it?
Yes.
So peoples, men, women, parents, you got to learn how to pour into your loved ones more than just physical. A lot of parents try to buy their kids stuff. They need to hear you affirm them. They need to hear, I love you, I'm proud of you. I wish I was where you are at your age. They need to hear that. Why? Because more than you buying them a PlayStation or some new joint, they need to be emotionally poured into because that's a hole in them as well. And if you just try to give them natural things, they'll be happy for a moment, but there'll still be something missing because they didn't get filled up emotionally.
Yes.
Amen.
And it's like that in adults' life. We think if I can buy the next gadget, I'm going to be satisfied. If I can get the cutest girl out there, I'm going to be satisfied. And they never get satisfied. Why? Because it's still an emotional hole in them. That's why if you're not whole before you try to hook up with somebody, talking about, well, my better half, baby, you better be whole.
That's right. That's right.
Because what if they walk away? Are you going to be half the person you were?
Amen.
You don't lose yourself because people walk out your life.
That's right.
That was for somebody. I don't know who that was for. Man, we got to have some straight talk. Because we are more natural creatures than our wives. Our women are emotionally wired. We're not really emotionally wired. We're physically wired. So what it takes to satisfy a male takes something totally different for a female. And we got to stop thinking they like us. They should be good. That was just the best 5 minutes of their life. They should be straight. No, they're not good. Not good. Because they need something totally different than what you need.
Amen.
Thank you. One amen. And the two, can I get 3? Can I get 4? Can I get 5? And we got to teach the young brothers like Brother Andre, these young men, they got to know this. They got to know. That woman is a spirit, soul, and a body. All 3 parts of her got to be poured into. Can I say this and then we're going to close? You can keep recording, it's clean. If you like to be mentally stimulated, don't hook up with no dummy. Don't hook up with somebody that cannot stimulate you on a mental level. You got to always be talking down because you done married a dummy. Don't dummy yourself down just to have somebody. Wait for somebody that at least on the same level mentally. I get hurt when I see people settle for a dummy. Man, they can't even use their full vocabulary because that clown don't understand what they say. I couldn't even fathom what she was doing. Fathom, what's that, baby? Never mind. I couldn't understand it. You got to dummy yourself down because you're so desperate, baby. Wait on God.
Yes. Yes.
You're going to marry somebody this shallow, like you with a kid every day.